Good morning, Facebook. Happy Thursday morning. If you are watching this live, go ahead and type live in the comments. If you were catching this on replay, type replay. Whew, it has been a morning. It was a night followed by a morning. I want to talk to you about what is in your cup. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's in my cup, and if you're just looking for a good laugh this morning, then stay tuned, because my life is comical, and the things that happen in my life, there's just no rhyme or reason. They just happen, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. What's up, Swiss? Thanks for watching. You're going to love this, because this is my life, and you know how my life goes. So, it all started last night at 7:30 p.m. Little baby Henry was rocking him. He was going to sleep, and I was like, hallelujah, got this mom thing going on, because that's Henry's bedtime. Okay, so Henry was going to bed at his bedtime, like things were good. The night hadn't exactly gone how we had planned. We were supposed to go over and help my father-in-law work on his boat, and in the 2 hours that we were there, we managed to get 2 bolts put on the boat, and that was it. So we were gonna eat there, but time got away from us, and it was time for Henry to go to bed. So I did the mom thing, the responsible thing, and I took him home and I put him to bed rather than going out to dinner with Henry and Duncan. So, put a 1 in the comments if you're with me. If something like that has ever happened, where you just had these great plans and then, life happened and the plans didn't work out. Because that's what was happening. But anyway, 7:30, we're great, we're golden. I'm like, yes, this kid is in bed. Hallelujah. Gonna get some stuff done. I had a work call at 8:30. So I get on the call, everything's great, except for the fact that I didn't have dinner yet. I was a little hungry. So eventually Henry brought dinner home, and I was pumped because all I wanted was mozzarella sticks. Throw some 2s in there if you love mozzarella sticks, because I was so excited about these mozzarella sticks. So I get my bag, and I'm like, whoo, and I'm in my meeting, and I'm like trying to eat without them seeing, and Henry whispers, they forgot the mozzarella sticks. Y'all, I was a little bit hot. No, I was a lot bit hot. I was like, are you kidding me? That's what I wanted. That's the only thing I wanted. I don't want this sandwich. I just wanted mozzarella sticks. Secretly, that's all I wanted. I would have just eaten that, but I kind of felt guilty about eating fried cheese right before bed. So I was like, well, maybe I'll get a wrap and make it a little bit healthy. Well, I didn't get my fried cheese. Okay? Yes, Caden, and they're from Arby's. They're the best. All right, but that's not where he was getting them. But anyway, so we get I get through my dinner, and I choke down this healthy sandwich, and we're getting ready to go to bed. I kid you not. I put my head down on my pillow, and what do you hear? A little baby crying. Not today, Satan, not today. I was like, all right, let me just calm him down, pat his back, he'll be fine. I went in there, and I patted his little butt, and I was like, I'm not picking you up, because then as soon as you smell me, you're going to want to nurse. You're not hungry, or just, whatever. He moves around in the crib like this, like an alligator, so I know he hits his head on the cribs. If you have any, solutions to that, I don't know, we're not supposed to put the crib bumpers in, but he's legit waking himself up because he smacks his head on the side of the crib, or he gets his arm stuck. Legit, I went in one night, and his arm was, twisted up in the thing, Anyway, so it's 10 o'clock, and I'm literally exhausted, and he's awake. So I was like, all right, well, mom's going to try. Well, mom was not successful, so I sent the closer in. I sent dad in. I was like, all right, dad, get it done. Put him to sleep. Okay. I'm watching in the monitor, and I'm, creeping. I'm like, all right, yes, he's doing it. He's got him to sleep. Henry, creeps out of the room, and when I say creep, what I mean is he walks on every single area of the floor that creaks. Every single area. And I'm like, and then you know how you have to turn the doorknob and you have to keep it pulled, and then you let the doorknob go so that it clicks quietly? No, not my husband. He's like, bam, and I'm like, shh. And I'm in the room cringing, dude, you just got him back to sleep, okay? Shh. My bad, y'all. My live just got a little dangerous. I dropped my phone. I'm gonna put you guys up here where it's a little bit safer. Okay, sorry about the steering wheel, but hey, at least you're not gonna fall on the floor. So anyway, we're all right. I lay my head back down. My child was up from 10 o'clock until 1 a.m. okay? We were doing all of the things right. Like, we didn't turn the TV on. We kept the lights off. We didn't give him toys. We were just like, okay, like, let's be quiet. Let's read a book. Play with this random remote control. Okay, we were doing all of the things correctly, but life was not working out. Like, I literally was like, this isn't safe anymore. We are not being good parents. Like, I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. And we have a kid that's like, nah, dad, like being so super cute. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like, you're a monster. But at 12:30 at night, you want to be like the cutest thing, like waving and blowing kisses. Like, so to make a long story short, this morning I got up and I was scrolling through my social media, and this girl had a post, and it was something about like, what's in your cup. And put a 3 in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, if you've ever heard of this. But she was talking about how, like, you have a cup of coffee and you run into someone and your coffee spills. Like, what was in your cup spilled out of your cup, okay? Your coffee spilled. If you had tea, your tea would have spilled. So, like, the point was, what you put in your cup spills out. So, like, last night at 12:30 in the morning, when Henry took my cup, little baby Henry took my cup, and he basically like threw it in my face, I really had to think about what was coming out of my cup. Because what should have been coming out of my cup was patience and love and understanding and Jesus, and what was coming out of my cup was a whole lot of ugly. And I thought to myself this morning, well, wow, like, what have I been putting in my cup? What did I fill my cup with if my own child made ugly come out of my cup? And to further drive this point home, my morning was just as crazy as my night, okay? Put a 4 in the comments if you know Frank Duncan Cornell. Put a 4 in the comments. So I love him. And he called me yesterday, or a couple days ago, and he's like, hey, can you take me to my dentist appointment on Thursday? And I was like, sure, no problem. Like, I knew it was right in the middle of nap time, but I was like, I'll just throw Henry in the car. It won't be a problem at all. So Henry got up at 6 a.m., by the way. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, he's getting cranky. I couldn't remember what time Duncan's appointment was. I was like, it's either not, he has to be there at 9 o'clock, or I have to pick him up at 9 o'clock. So I was like, well, let me just call. So I called his cell phone. He didn't answer. I called his cell phone again. He didn't answer. I was like, let me call the house phone. So I'm like, it's ringing. And then this voice comes on, and they're like, I'm sorry, this number is not taking calls at this time. Like, what? What do you mean you're not taking calls at this time? So again, I'm like checking myself. I'm thinking about, all right, what's in my cup? And I was like, just calm down. He's getting some intensive stuff done, so he had to take some happy pills, and that's the reason he needs me to drive him. So I was like, maybe he just took his happy pills already, and like he's chilling, and he's like, you know, flowing with Bob Marley, and I can't get a hold of him. So I was like, all right, what should I do? Because I knew I needed to get Henry in the car in time to get him down for a nap, and like, you have to time it just right. Put a 5 in the comments if you know what I'm talking about with children. Like, you've got to time that nap time perfectly if you're getting in and out of the car. So I was like, oh, I'll call the dentist office. So I'm on the phone with the dentist office, and I'm trying to explain, like, I just need to know what time my father-in-law's appointment is, and yada, yada, yada. And they're kind of like giving me like the runaround. Like, you know me. I literally live like next door to the dentist. And I was like, I don't want any information. Other than like, what time is his appointment? Like, I'm bringing him. And I was like, well, how are you related? Well, what's your name? Well, what's his name? Can you give me his date of birth? No, I don't know his date of birth. Like, can you just tell me what time I need to bring him, or he's not coming? So I tried to remain calm, and I tried to think about, like, okay, what's in my cup? What do I need to show these people when my cup gets spilled? I finally found out it's 9. He needs to be there at 9. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Let's get in the car. Let's drive. So I was like thinking about all of this, and I was like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to do a live about this, because people need to think about what's in their cup. They need to hear this story, because this is my life, and this is real life, and this happens. And when your cup gets knocked over, when fit hits the shan, like, what is coming out of your cup? And so I was like, I'll go down to this perfect little spot where you can look at the water, and I'll do my live there. It'll be beautiful. It'll help me center myself and just calm down. And I get down there, and the guy at the little stand, I'm like cruising, and he's like already like got his arm out the window, like flagging me, slow down. And I was like, okay. around here, as soon as it's warm weather, you have to like pay for everything. Okay, put a 6 in the comments if you're with me, if you know what I'm talking about. Beach people, if you live near the beach, like, when you just have to pay for parking, you have to pay for entrances into everything. Well, apparently it's pay time, and I didn't have any cash. I just wanted to go down and sit in front of the water, and this man's like giving me a really hard time about, I was like, well, can I just go in and turn around? Like, I don't have any cash, I'm not staying. And he's like, well, you need to go right in and come right back out. And I was like, sir, like, I promise you, like, I'm not gonna stay. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I just want to turn around. So I was like, all right. I get out of that situation, and I'm driving, and Duncan calls, and he's like, hey, Kel, how you doing? And I was like, oh, he's on his happy pills. This is great. I was wrong. Apparently, there was a mix-up at the pharmacy. He can't get his happy pills until 9 a.m. And I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, okay, your appointment's at 9 a.m., but you're going to pick up your happy pills at 9 a.m., and then I'm supposed to meet you at your house at 9 a.m., and I was like, you're going to be late. And I didn't want to tell him that, but that's what I was thinking. So I was like, all right, well, I don't do being late very well. And I'm automatically like, all right, the dentist office is already hot and bothered for some reason, because they wouldn't even tell me your time. So, like, have you called them? But I was afraid to ask, because he has a game plan, and it's going to work. So, I was like, all right, well, I can't do my live here. I'll pull into this development. Y'all, not only did I get lost in the development, but as I was turning, there was a car turning behind me. And literally every turn I took, they took. Until I pulled into their driveway to turn around. Like, why? Why does this happen to me? And again, I'm like, Kelsey, what's in your cup? Not coffee, not Coca-Cola, which I wish was in my cup, because that would center me and calm me. Because, yes, I have an addiction. Put some Coke in the comments if you have an addiction to Coke, because Coca-Cola, guys, like, just so we're clear, Coca-Cola in the cup with a straw. So I'm in this development, and I'm lost. And then I, like, finally get out, and lo and behold, a bicyclist gets in front of me. I don't know if you know me, but I hate bicyclists with a passion burning in my soul. I hate, yes, a kid-sized Coke, because you don't want to have too much Coke. I hate bicyclists with a passion. And let me tell you why. In my defense, most bicyclists do not follow the rules of the road, and they are supposed to. Technically, they are a moving vehicle, okay? Get off the sidewalk, you're a bicyclist. Stop at stop signs, you're a bicyclist. You have to yield. Like, I don't want to run into you. However, if you're not following the rules of the road, it might happen, and then I'm going to be in trouble. So, like, Seagull Century around here, hate it. Like, Henry doesn't let me drive, because I'm like legit, that's how I am, and I need to work on that. So pray for me and bicyclists, because I live, like, in an area where there's a lot of bicyclists. So I'm behind this bicyclist who is not following the rules of the road. He's, like, driving, he's got his lunchbox, he's obviously headed somewhere to work, he's like, la-ti-da, and I'm like, dude, I need to go, but you've got to, like, he doesn't stop at the stop sign, so I'm, like, trying to get around him, and I make it. I get here, I'm waiting at Hawkers, because I just need a spot to just chill and wait, and that way I can see Duncan pull in, I can see him get his meds, and then I can meet him at his house to go to the dentist. So this has been a very long story about the current events recently in my life, from baby Henry picking up my cup and throwing it in my face, to Duncan and the issue with the dentist and the happy pills, and calling the dentist, and the man at the dock where I just wanted to look at the water, and the bicyclist, and turning into this person's house. And it really made me think about that person's post this morning. Like, I've got to fill my cup with forgiveness and patience and kindness and love and humility and the fruits of the Spirit, which I'm going to be honest, I don't know what they are. I think there's 7 of them, or maybe that's the 7 wonders of the world, or maybe there's 7 continents. Maybe there's all of those things are 7. I don't know. You can please comment below if you know, to help me out. But I'm going to start my day with a filled cup of all of those things, and I'm going to pray that God keeps my cup filled throughout the day, so that when, things happen that mess up our day or don't go our way, when my cup gets knocked over, that I am making sure that the things that are coming out of me are good and wholesome and lifting people up. So what's in your cup? Fill it up with the good stuff, so that when fits hit the shan, you are prepared, and you can maybe change somebody else's life by the way you react to maybe a bad situation that they caused. So I hope you enjoyed this montage of the past, 12 hours of my life. Pray for me today and my patience. I'm going to try to take a nap at some point. Right. But it's going to be a good day. Fill in that cup. I'm about to go to Chick-fil-A and fill my cup up with some Coca-Cola, and that's going to help a little bit. But just a little baby one because I don't want too much. So I hope you enjoyed this. Share this with someone who needs to either get a laugh or just know that they're not the only one going through random, annoying, frustrating things. And they need to know that they need to put good stuff in their cup so when that cup gets knocked over, good stuff comes out, not the ugly. See you guys.